I gave Jeff Hardy all of the WWE championships and I simulated an entire year in universe mode to see what would happen. We start off at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view where Jeff Hardy has to defend his WWE championship against Brock Lesnar. And surprisingly, Jeff Hardy wins. Kind of handily, to be honest, with a Swanton bomb, and Jeff Hardy retains the WWE championship. Later in the night, John Cena wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. That's going to be important for later. We move on to NXT in Your House. It's a triple threat match for the NXT Championship. Jeff Hardy defends against Walter and Tommaso Ciampa. Jeff Hardy takes out Tommaso Ciampa with a reverse DDT slam and then takes out Walter with a Swanton bomb to retain the NXT Championship. Remember when I said we would get to this later? Well, John Cena, when he won the Money in the Bank, he cashed in on a random SmackDown leading up to Backlash, and thus he won the Universal Championship from Jeff Hardy. But before Jeff Hardy can get his revenge on John Cena, he first has to get through WrestleMania Backlash and defend his WWE Championship against Seth freaking Rollins. Fortunately for Jeff Hardy, he was able to retain the title after hitting a Swanton bomb, and Jeff Hardy is now going into Extreme Rules as the WWE Champion and other champions. Move on to Extreme Rules now, where Jeff Hardy is looking to reclaim the Universal Championship for John Cena, and after hitting a Swanton bomb and a twist of fate, Jeff Hardy is able to regain the Universal Championship as a disappointed John Cena walks off into the ramp. After that, we move on to SummerSlam, where Jeff Hardy is going to defend the WWE Championship against Rey Mysterio in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And after both of them land on the outside, Jeff Hardy is able to win and retain his title after stomping on Rey Mysterio's knee. I know, it's very disappointing, but I don't do this. It's the game. Moving on to TakeOver 30, Jeff Hardy is having to defend his NXT Championship once again, this time against Samoa Joe, and Jeff Hardy is able to overcome Samoa Joe after hitting a Swanton, and Samoa Joe surprisingly shows some respect and shakes Jeff Hardy's hand as he walks off. Jeff Hardy is celebrating still. We move on to Payback, and Jeff Hardy is once again forced to defend the WWE Championship against Rey Mysterio, but this time in a no-holds-barred match. Unfortunately, the match really isn't no-holds nor barred, as Rey Mysterio is able to finish off Jeff Hardy with a frog splash to win the WWE Championship in a very no-holds-barred match. While Jeff Hardy will get his rematch for the WWE Championship at Hell in a Cell, he's got to go through Clash of Champions and he's got to fight Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is able to hit a Superman punch, kinda, sorta, and then Jeff Hardy is able to defeat Roman Reigns with a Swanton and retain his Universal Championship. We are now at Hell in a Cell. Jeff Hardy and Rey Mysterio are going to fight for the final time for the WWE Championship inside of a Hell in a Cell, and Jeff Hardy is able to reclaim the WWE Championship once again and still be the king of. At TakeOver 31, Jeff Hardy has to defend his NXT Championship once again, but this time against a new challenger, Pete Dunne. At the end, Jeff Hardy is able to hit a twist of fate to put away Pete Dunne and retain the NXT Championship. At the Survivor Series, Jeff Hardy is forced to defend two of his championships that he hasn't defended, the United States Championship and the Intercontinental Championship. Starting off with the United States Championship, Jeff Hardy defends against Dominic Mysterio, unfortunately. But Jeff Hardy is able to easily dispatch of Dominic and retain the U.S. Championship. The second title he has to defend is against Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental Championship. And unlike the previous match, Jeff Hardy loses the Intercontinental Championship to King Nakamura after Nakamura hits a Kinshasa and shocks everyone. At the TLC pay-per-view, Jeff Hardy is going to get his rematch for the Intercontinental Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura in a ladder match, Jeff Hardy's specialty match. And while Shinsuke Nakamura is able to superplex Jeff Hardy out of the ring to the floor, he unfortunately is not able to get the belt for some weird reason. He's not able to recover the championship fast enough, and Jeff Hardy gets up, takes Nakamura off the ladder to reclaim the Intercontinental Championship. The next pay-per-view is the Royal Rumble, and Jeff Hardy is not booked to fight anybody. Yes, he has the 2 world titles, but he's not booked to fight anybody at the show. So Jeff Hardy gets the night off. However, we go to the Royal Rumble match to see who will fight for the undisputed Universal WWE Championship. And at the end of the day, Roman Reigns is able to win the match and punches his ticket to WrestleMania. At NXT Vengeance Day, Jeff Hardy is forced to defend the North American Championship because he hasn't defended it at all yet. and he's defending against Santos Escobar. And after hitting a Twist of Fate and Swanton combo, Jeff Hardy retains the NXT North American Championship against Santos Escobar. At the Elimination Chamber, Jeff Hardy is forced to defend the U.S. Championship against Finn Balor. And Jeff Hardy hits the 1-2 combo to retain the U.S. Championship and now has secured that belt for himself. Later in the night, there is an Elimination Chamber match to determine who will fight for the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. The chamber consists of Strowman, Big E, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, Baron Corbin, and Cesaro. And after Cesaro hits an uppercut on Big E Langston, he's able to win the match and has now secured a spot at WrestleMania for the WWE Championship against Jeff Hardy. We move on to Fastlane, where Jeff Hardy has to defend his Intercontinental Championship one more time, and this time against Sami Zayn, which Jeff Hardy is able to hit the 1-2 combo of the Swanton and Twist of Fate to put away Sami Zayn, and now he's secured 2 championship belts ahead of Stand and Deliver and WrestleMania. We move on to the final NXT pay-per-view of the year, Stand and Deliver. Jeff Hardy is forced to defend both of his championships, one against Dexter Lumis and the other one against Timothy Thatcher. We'll start out with Dexter Lumis. He has to defend against Dexter Lumis in a ladder match, and Jeff Hardy is able to climb up the ladder and retain the NXT North American Championship. Jeff Hardy's second fight is against Timothy Thatcher, as Jeff Hardy has run through the entire NXT division except Timothy Thatcher, but Jeff Hardy is able to retain the NXT Championship once again and also beats Timothy Thatcher up after the match for some reason. So now Jeff Hardy has secured 4 championships, the North American, the NXT, the Intercontinental, and the US titles. It's now time for WrestleMania. Jeff Hardy is defending 2 of his championships, the WWE and the Universal Championships, separately. WrestleMania Night 1, he defends against Cesaro. Jeff Hardy slams Cesaro on the mat, goes up to the top, and hits a Swanton Bomb to finish off Cesaro, and now he's clocked in at 5, but he's got one more challenge left. Jeff Hardy's final challenge. He has to defend the Universal title against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania Night 2. And Jeff Hardy hits a Twist of Fate, but Reigns kicks out. He goes up to the top, and Jeff Hardy hits a Swanton to pin Roman Reigns and still be the undisputed Universal Championship. So, in conclusion, Jeff Hardy was able to keep all of his championships. After simulating through 1 year, Jeff Hardy keeps every title. The first person to do that, which is impressive because this is kind of hard. So Jeff Hardy is the first person in this series to retain every single championship at the end of the year.